Hey everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and the beanie is gone just temporarily. I accidentally left it in Katie's car, and I that's why I don't have it. So I know it's always like a big issue when the beanie's not there, but that's what it is. And normally I would just, wait to get it back before making videos, but a commenter on my channel called Hi Bye, which is a great name by the way, sent me a news clip of a Fox 11 News report that aired on November 12th, which is yesterday, or maybe 2 days ago, depends when I get this video up. And in it, they did a report where hundreds of drivers were actually permanently deactivated by Uber. And what was the reason? Was it because of failed background checks, sexual assault allegations? Well, no, actually, it wasn't any of that. It was because the drivers were actually savvy enough to only accept surge rides. At least that's what they claim. The report, which is about a 3-minute clip, and I'm going to link to it below. I'm not going to post any clips in this video, partly because I don't really feel like editing it, and partly because I'm having issues with, using clips, so I would just rather not deal with it at this point. I'm only going to show like one screenshot, which I think is worth commenting on. But yeah, you can watch the whole clip below. And they talk to drivers, and the issues are, very clearly spelled out. Drivers are not making any money on the base fare, so a lot of them, only take surge rides. And if you do it long enough, you know where the surges are going to be and when they are, and you go and you get them. And then they also touch on other things where they've noticed their accounts, like, particularly in the airport queue at LAX, the surge would be on and they'd be in line. They'd see car and car go by, but then when it was their turn, they wouldn't get an airport run. They would get something outside the airport that was not only not a surge, but it was only going like a mile or so, and they were only getting like $2. So the report was pretty detailed, all things considering, and interestingly, Fox News did reach out to Uber about the situation, and this was what they had to say. In a recent account audit, we identified fraudulent activity associated with several partner accounts, a clear violation of our community guidelines. We do not tolerate this type of behavior, and the attending partners have been permanently deactivated. Now, it's interesting to note that in this response, they do not give the reason for termination. We must make that clear. They did not give a reason for termination. However, this response was written to the question Fox had: did they get deactivated because they were cherry picking their rides? So this could very well be, I think it's safe to say this is a response, and the answer to that is yes, they have. Now that brings up, of course, a couple questions, because it used to be you had to accept a certain number of trips or else your account would be deactivated. That disappeared a while ago because there was a class action lawsuit, and as part of the settlement, Uber could no longer deactivate you for not accepting trips. They could put you in a little timeout mode, but they couldn't deactivate you for that. But Uber does have policies on surge manipulation, which I don't know how you prove surge manipulation, but, they deactivate you for that. And Uber might be considering cherry picking these rides to be surge manipulation. It's entirely possible, which could mean I could be in trouble because I essentially do what these people in the clip do. I do not accept it if it's not a surge. Unless the non-surge ride is like right there, and why would I be a jerk at that point? But yeah, I tell people all the time, like, don't chase the surge. Like, that never works out. But don't accept anything that's not a surge. It's just not going to work out for you. You don't make any money. And now these drivers, apparently they did a protest today. I think the report says that they were going to protest, and I don't know if they actually did. It would have been nice to drive with to see if they actually did that. I would have loved to have talked to those people. And they're even thinking of lawyering up because, and this is the key thing, this is what we were talking about, they are independent contractors. They should be allowed to accept whatever rides they want. And I am under the impression that Uber is definitely of the opinion that people who've been driving on this platform for too long should probably go. People like me, we know what it was like back then, and we're certainly the loudest and the most picky. So only accept the people that, hey, they don't know what it was like in the good old days, so, you know, let's just keep them around. They'll play by our rules. And that's entirely possible if that's what they want to do. And this could also be the extension of their statement from like a year and a half ago, where they stated Surge is a marketing failure that needs to be fixed. And when you have drivers not accepting rides because they're not Surge, that ironically sometimes contributes to more Surge when enough people en masse don't accept them. So this is going to be a very interesting thing. I cannot wait to see how this one plays out. I really cannot. And one of the things that is highlighted in this video, and I'm glad it's highlighted, is just how little money the drivers make when there's not Surge. And, I mean, I know that riders don't care. I know they don't. They just want it as cheap as possible. And they're the reason why, you know, Uber Pool is not going to go anywhere, which, you know, is fine by me, if only because it gives me something to complain about. That's the way I see it. I mean, it's a terrible product. It doesn't make any sense, but you know what? It gives me something to gripe about, so it can stick around. But I'm glad that at least this video in this news report from Fox, of all places, is acknowledging that the drivers have a plight, that without the Surge, they can't make enough money. And that's refreshing, especially after the PR piece that the Wall Street Journal wrote, where they came to the conclusion that whether the rates were higher or lower, drivers made the same amount of money. You know that's not true. I mean, I'm going to look back to my first week of driving for Uber, show you how much I made 2.5 years ago, how much I make in that same week now. Just because I don't believe it's true. I just don't believe it's true. But anyway, what do you folks think? Does this shock you? Are you worried? Like, do you only select the Surge rides? And if you do, and if you get deactivated, please let me know in the comments below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy these videos, consider becoming a Patreon member for as little as $1 a month. $5 will get you access to exclusive videos. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.